Well, there's so many great things to say about him. He's got integrity, he's a hard worker, he's a smart guy, he's fair, he's honest. I think every guy needs a foxhole man, somebody that if you're, and foxhole is a wartime term, if you're in a foxhole with somebody, you want somebody in that foxhole that's will be willing to lay down his life for you, and you're willing to lay down your life for him. Ron Ward is my foxhole man. I first met Ron in 1967. I was a Beta Theta Pi fraternity pledge. We've been in our pledgeship about 6 weeks. It was a kind of a grueling process. And we were told this kid from Stigler, Oklahoma wanted to join our pledge class. Worked out well, got initiated. Then in our sophomore year, he said, hey, what do you think about living together at the Beta House? And so we did. And after the first semester, he said, you want to change roommates? I go, I'm good. Let's just keep it on the way we're doing.
Well, I met Ron Ward when we were both freshmen at Oklahoma State in 1967. When we were going to school, he was the person that most of us would lean on when it came to computer science or statistics and so on, math. He's sharp as he could be and had a great sense of humor, smart, and just a whole lot of fun to be with. He's also a very good athlete. So we competed, in football and basketball, wrestling, you name it. We were pretty scrappy way back then, 100 years ago. And we just had a whole lot of fun.
It's been about 45 years. He was from the eastern part of the United States, of Oklahoma. And he and his brother grew up on a farm in Stigler, and they moved, and some of this you may already know, but they moved to the city when they got older and had their own business, did construction work. Well, Ron moved to El Reno, and he was very active in the community. That's kind of where we got to know each other. There were a group of us, about 4 or 5 of us, that were active in a lot of the civic stuff. I even shanghaied him on the council one year, and shanghaied him into the hospital board, and he never has forgiven me for those. But those are the kind of things where we just developed a closer and closer relationship.
He's got a great laugh. If you get to know him, you get to know the laugh. He doesn't take things too seriously, but now politically, he's very engaged. I remember when I was running for office several times, I used the Ward home as my base in El Reno area. I always stayed with Ron and Cindy, and they were just so gracious. The only problem is, you'd think I'd get a little rest. We'd get no rest because we'd be talking to, 1 o'clock in the morning.
When we first saw him, this kid from Stigler, he didn't talk for about the first, he was really shy. Now we can't get him to shut up. So that's what his personality's like now. Talks all the time. So, but it's super enjoyable. I'm just happy that he's in my life, really.
He's just pretty much a straight shooter. You know where he stands, whether you like it or not. And he's easy to work with. Once you determine where you need to go, you can work with him because his goals. He's got integrity out the wazoo. He's just a good guy. If he says he's going to do something, he'll do it. Come hell or high water. And I like that.
I got married very early at Oklahoma State, and so I had a janitor service. Ron and his wife Cindy both worked with Linda and I in my janitor service. We did that for a couple of years, and then I graduated. He went to graduate school, and he bought the business. We got to know each other really well. When you're sweeping floors together and arguing politics and history and you name it, anything you can think of, we just had a blast.
I think the most fun, he's a sports nut, and so probably our most fun time is we went to the 1984 Summer Olympics in LA. And he didn't want to miss an event. The first day is track and field, and and he says, well, the basketball game's going to start. We got to get there as soon as we can. We go down on the field. Okay, this wouldn't happen today. We go down the field. We're about 100 feet from the finish line, and here comes Carl Lewis right at us like a rocket. And we see him cross the finish line, looking right in his eyes. And Ron said, let's get to the basketball game. So we ran out and got in our car, drove to the Coliseum, And we did get a convertible. You know, we thought we were cool. We got a convertible and drove to the Coliseum, watched the USA play Canada in basketball. And the next day we watched Karch Kiraly win the gold medal in men's volleyball for the USA. And we chanted USA the whole time.
If you get into football or you get into golf or you get into hunting, because once you're there, you'll know exactly where he stands on all that kind of stuff and why. Other than that, it's, you know, he doesn't, I hate to use the term brag, but he doesn't speak a lot about what he's done. You have to drag that out of him. He's very secretive about that. So I think he's quiet in that respect. One thing, he bleeds orange. You know, that there's no doubt when you're talking with him what schools he likes. He helped build the new Beta House, for example. And he said he puts his time and effort into those kind of things. And he's been that way ever since I've known him.
I would say Ron Ward is bigger than life. He's a large man. He's energetic. He's fun. He's hardworking. He's a wonderful dad, wonderful husband. He's the kind of the embodiment of the American dream. Coming from a small town, building a very nice business. He's left a big legacy at OSU and frankly in Oklahoma and in El Reno, now Oklahoma City. He's left a big footprint, and I'm very proud to have him as a very good friend.